Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. Beginning in southeast Nebraska, where an early morning fire destroyed a rural home. It happened just before 4 a.m. Thursday. Firefighters from Wymore, Blue Springs, and Beatrice fought the blaze in minus 14-degree temperatures southeast of Beatrice. The home that burned, located at the intersection of South 36th and East Linden Drive. That's less than a mile west of the village of Holmesville. Beatrice Rural Fire Chief Matt Langley says firefighters could only attack the flames from the outside because a tin roof on the house trapped intense heat and flames inside. One occupant at the home was able to get out without being injured. In addition to Wymore and Beatrice Rural fire trucks and other vehicles at the scene, a Beatrice Fire and Rescue ambulance was on standby. Flames broke through the walls and roof of the structure, destroying the home. Farm buildings located south and west of the house, though, weren't damaged. The cause of the fire not immediately known. In other news, bond has been denied for a southeast Nebraska man accused of murdering his ex-fiancée. A Seward County judge Wednesday ordered 54-year-old Casey Kint held without bond. He's charged with first-degree murder and multiple other felonies related to the death of 36-year-old Jamie Hagan at her Seward home earlier this month. Court records show Kint had been in jail for a domestic violence case involving Hagan, but bonded out the day before she was found dead. He's scheduled for his next court hearing on March 5th. A Nebraska lawmaker reacting negatively to President Donald Trump's comments this week about Ukraine. President Trump warning Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that he, quote, better move fast, end quote, to negotiate an end to Russia's invasion of Ukraine or risk not having a nation to lead. That rhetoric from Trump toward Ukraine comes amid an escalating back and forth between the two presidents and rising tensions between the U.S. and much of Europe over Trump's approach to settling the biggest conflict in that continent since World War II. His comments have not sat well within his own party. Omaha Representative Don Bacon said he wants Trump to rethink his opinions.
Well, the president needs a do-over day and start again. He took a bad turn. I think what he said is wrong, and it's a shame. I think many Republicans, I'm not saying all, but many Republicans know what the president said today was wrong. Putin started this invasion. He is the dictator. He has killed all of his opponents. Zelensky was rightfully elected. He is under martial law, and they have under their constitution that they can postpone their elections while under martial law. Ukraine is the victim, and I would ask that our president stand on the side of freedom, the side of democracy, the side of the victim, not the invader, and stick up for what's right. And so I wanted to be very strong in my words today because this Republican does not agree with what the president said.
Trump's broadside came not long after Zelensky's comment that Trump was being influenced by Russian disinformation as he tries to bring the fighting to a close on terms that Kyiv says are too favorable to Moscow. Closer to home, we're learning more about the cause of two train derailments that happened days apart in central and western Nebraska. State union leaders say the derailment that happened along North Airport Road near North Platte was caused by a broken rail. 25 train cars carrying corn derailed and blocked the main UP line. Cleanup is still ongoing there. Meanwhile, a second derailment near the town of Dix was said to be caused by defective wheels on the train itself. That derailment caused a fire which drew response from multiple agencies. All this as discussion begins on North Platte Senator Mike Jacobson's LB 37, which would limit how long trains can block intersections and require more collaboration with local fire departments. It's a bill that's drawn support from lawmakers at the local level and union members alike.
What we found out in a derailment in Gothenburg, Nebraska, that February, probably 2023, North Platte was turning these detectors off they were only running 7% of that month. So that tells me 93% of the month it was off or that it was broken. So we like technology. It prevents accidents, it keeps our communities safe, but this technology needs to be used in the right way.
LB 37's been referred to the Transportation and Telecommunications Committee. No hearing date has been scheduled. A state of emergency has been declared on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation just north of the state line. That declaration coming after what the tribe president describes as an escalating and catastrophic breakdown of law and order. Our Casey Wanenberg caught up with a group that's trying to make a difference while they were in Valentine.
Big ideas are on the table.
This is an incredible product.
As this nonprofit gathers in Valentine to tackle the growing crisis.
All night gunshots are going off.
Just across the state line on the Pine Ridge Reservation.
We have a 85 to 90 unemployment rate. Right now it's running violence, gun violence, meth epidemic going on.
George Dreamer Jr. is the director of the nonprofit Pine Ridge Hope. He and his dad grew up on the reservation.
It's gotten a lot worse. Before we used to be able to play outside after dark. People get to walk home late at night. And now kids shooting kids carrying guns as early as 10 years old.
Currently, all tribal jails are full.
In fact, the Oglala Sioux Tribe president declared an extended state of emergency after a series of tragic events, including a double homicide and the deadly shooting of a juvenile on Christmas Day. Here's the mother of the boy killed.
That gun that shot him was pointed at another kid, and he told that guy, "Put that gun away, you're gonna hurt someone." And he turned around and he shot my son.
As violence surges, Pine Ridge Hope is focusing on solutions.
We were exploring ideas for creating jobs for teenagers.
Jim Clough is a new board member of Pine Ridge Hope. The businessman owns Heartland Fire Protection Services in Norfolk and hopes to help better organize efforts, including getting young adults less interested in violence and more focused on positive activities like this.
This is a sweet onion salad dressing.
Creating salad dressing and barbecue sauce companies.
Put a small processing kitchen together at Pine Ridge and get the youth to learn how to process and then look for a way to distribute it with local grocery stores, restaurants, those kind of things. And not only does it give them an income, it teaches them business skills.
Other projects already underway, clothing and food distributions, including handing out 150 Thanksgiving meals. They also provide wood for people to stay warm during these cold months.
At the same time, be that light, the darkness that, that's been plaguing our reservation.
But to truly create lasting change, the team says they must also address emotional and spiritual struggles. Dreamer's grandma had a vision for a Pine Ridge house of prayer. After her passing, he's making sure it becomes a reality.
It's in a strategic area. It's right by the jail, right on the border of Pine Ridge and White Clay. So when they get out of jail, they have to walk that road. They call it the Walk of Shame and back into Pine Ridge. So we're praying they come to the house of prayer and never go back to jail.
Big dreams, but now the Dreamer family isn't doing it alone.
They deserve the help. These are good people. And we're family.
In Valentine, Casey Wanenberg, News Channel, Nebraska.
Weather-wise, new record lows have been recorded in Nebraska. The National Weather Service says Norfolk's morning low of -18 broke a 107-year-old record for February 20th. Lincoln and Omaha also set record low temps at -17 and -12, respectively. The record lows even chillier in central Nebraska, with Broken Bow recording a temp of 31 below zero at 5 this morning. This Arctic blast spanning much of the continental U.S., and a new storm is starting as another one's ending. Amy Kiley has a closer look at the weather.
If you must be outside, cover any exposed skin with gloves, hats, scarves.
Forecasters say cold from an Arctic blast is peaking in the U.S. today. They say it could set more than 100 daily temperature records, with some places hitting as much as 50 degrees below normal. The cold snap spans from North Dakota to South Texas, and it's spreading east today.
Single-digit temperatures are dangerous. They can be deadly. Frostbite and hypothermia can occur quickly.
Meanwhile, snowy weather continues in much of the country. A new winter storm is hitting the Northwest, causing a blizzard warning in northern Montana. And the Arctic blast is strengthening the earlier storm system that brought snow to Mississippi yesterday.
Some of the bridges are a little iffy.
It was still snow mainly, not ice. Now, it has dropped a lot, and it's a little worse than it was.
Today, that storm is pushing through mid-Atlantic states. Its departure is likely a relief for areas that saw catastrophic flooding over the weekend. In North Carolina, the snow is challenging ongoing hurricane recovery.
We will continue responding to the Helene Recovery 2. Work will be ongoing even through this week as the storm hits.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And with that wintertime cold still gripping Nebraska, health experts offering ways to overcome seasonal depression that accompanies the bitter temperatures and the long, dark days. Lows in Nebraska set new records Thursday morning, and a recent survey shows 40% of Americans say their mood worsens during the winter. Mental health professionals say the long, dark days and bitter cold can have a direct effect on Nebraska's mental condition.
We're seeing increased suicides and drug overdose in our country. So it really is important to recognize when you're feeling blue and it's persistent, when to seek help and get an assessment by a trained medical professional.
Randall says seasonal depression's not new and suggests some time-tested ways to get ahead of it.
The first is getting access to some true sunshine, 30 to 60 minutes outside every day, whatever it is that takes you outside during the hours that the sun is up.
Randall recommends spending time around friends to help overcome seasonal depression and adds if symptoms persist or become serious, it's important to connect with a healthcare provider. You can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com, click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. This is News Channel Nebraska.